It's the Sunday 19th of January 2025. We are having these meetings every Sunday because we believe that we're supposed to have our own meetings, our chill Sundays, talking about entrepreneurship, driving our own agenda, pushing our own agenda on economics. And this is us. Welcome to every one of you as members of this platform, Amandla Omnotho. My name is Global African, your host. Today's session is going to be premised on a few points I did share with all of you. The first point being the turmeric part, which is very important because we have received a tremendous amount of requests and excitement from literally everyone. Remember last time we were about close to 200 on this platform. It was our last week in the year of 2025, where we were trying to really get everybody excited about the future this year holds for all of us. Of course, through us making sure that we plan in this year and plan accordingly for us to succeed in our entrepreneurial ventures. And we have identified medicinal herbs as one such industry that we need to play in seriously and vigorously, because I regard it as new money and new industry, seeing as not many people are really au fait with it. And we have worked a lot, particularly with Dr. Marange, who's here. For many, many years, he has been leading the charge on the medicinal herbs front to make sure that people understand this industry. For the past 15 years since working with him, as well as way beyond that, before I could even meet him, he was always on the ground advocating for this industry. And this industry has taken root in Zimbabwe, and we are excited to see great things happening. We have visited, as mentioned last time, with quite a lot of you and some of the entrepreneurs. In all, we were over 30 visiting Zimbabwe in 2020. And to date, we have sent a lot of people from South Africa to go visit in Zimbabwe, so as to see for themselves what we are talking about. This year being a year of action and less talk, we have decided, I've personally taken a decision to go on the ground. I'm a farmer myself, a budding farmer that is. But I've taken this seriously to a point where all I need right now is people who are serious about this industry and people who are entrepreneurial, who are going to know that all we need is people who are going to take risks. I must emphasize that. Entrepreneurship is about risk-taking. Entrepreneurship is about you seeing an opportunity and weighing in your heart if this will work, and therefore plunging in and plowing into it, the opportunity. And don't come tomorrow when things have not worked and say, they put me into this thing. That's not the type of people we need. If umuntu ongafuni ukungena entrepreneurship, understand ukuthi it's not really an issue. You can just continue working. There's nothing wrong with that. We need people who are going to work as well. But with entrepreneurship, unfortunately, there are losses sometimes that you incur and challenges you face, as long as they are not deliberate on the side of that opportunity presented. But you are dealing with crops. Farming is not an easy business, I must emphasize, because quite a lot of people would just take it lightly. With farming, you just go farm and then you get money. Sometimes we make it so glorious and make it look like it's that easy, when in actual fact it's not easy. You are faced with the nature here. Usually, if it's not raining and you don't have a bowl, you don't have irrigation, And the livestock, I was posting on Facebook, one of our followers and our members was saying, hey, the projections are bad for this coming year. How are we going to deal with the situation in terms of farming? The big answer myself is I don't know. But all I can say is farming requires that resilience and maybe to try and get yourself ready in terms of what could become mitigants to mitigate against anything that could sort of like take you down. But at times it's beyond you and me. It's just the natural phenomenon which could just derail everything else that we would be trying or we've tried. So I think it's important to emphasize that so that people don't come. I've been in this field long enough to know that you can be quiet when you are helping people and they come and say, "Wa siyala, wasiyenga, you put us into these opportunities, things did not work." And please, it is for that reason that we have said we want to start masterclasses. We have got over 100,000 entrepreneurs on our platform. For those that don't understand, we are on Ukhozi FM with 8 million listeners. We are on SAFM. We are on quite a few radio stations where we speak literally every week, having to reach out to 10 million or so people. So the issue is these numbers that we flaunt, they are not just being flaunted. It's real numbers and more. We've got our members spread across the region as well in SADC. But what we decided on this platform was even if we get 100 people who are going to farm seriously and work through the programs that we're going to start, and that those programs are called Masterclasses or Master Farmer in this instance, where we are now going to be cultivating the mind of the people that want to be serious in business, because you can't do this in an armchair and just sitting and doing agriculture, sitting and not being there. We have to emphasize that you've got to pay the price, the cost for it. Have skin in the game and go there and ushiswe ilanga, ufake sunscreen if you need to, because you are working and you want to make a difference. You want to build wealth. You want to create wealth for generations, for your family. You want to impact the socio-economic landscape of South Africa. So it's important for us to emphasize that, and that is the reason we have come up with these master classes, which we are going to run across many other sectors and sections of the economy. So I think, having said that, hence this particular session, which is to deal with the turmeric, because there was so much interest. I'm going to take you through the answers of some of the questions many of you were asking, which I really, really appreciate. And if you hear us speaking like this, it's not out of no love. Maybe it's out of tough love, and maybe it's out of nudging people in the right direction. Maybe it's out of charging you to say, you can't stay in the same place year in, year out. You've got to try something. There are people who have tried goats and they are today flying. There are people who have tried mining through this platform. They are flying. There are people who have tried restaurants. I was part of opening one new restaurant last year. They are flying. There are people who have started things. And guess what? They are experiencing challenges as well. But the good thing is they have started, because a journey of 1,000 miles begins with just one step. And therefore, it's important for us to emphasize that, not out of getting other people out and not being sympathetic with our financial situation, but out of making sure that we charge in the right direction. But more than that, we're talking, because others were calling on the side, and I was saying I'm one person who has seen scams in South Africa, sorts of stuff, and like many of you, where you have people who have started Amapanoi, and people, when it's Ipanoi, it's easy to join. They put their whole money. I mean, there are people I know who have put 1 million, 500,000, and I've been scammed too. I cannot play sanctimonious religiousness here as if I have not been scammed, because I wanted to make a quick buck. But truth be told, many people have been scammed, and they prefer scams to going to the soil and working the soil and working that 3 months cabbage on 1 hectare with 30,000 heads to make 300,000 rand on the 4th month. They prefer going the easy route, but the hard route is what now we're saying, let's try that. That hard route has never failed, because that's how we were created to really converse with the earth and make the earth to give birth to the food that we eat. And this is the platform. Platform is about that. That's why we don't entertain pyramid schemes, multi-level marketing, whilst they may be good, because there are multi-level marketings which are good, but quite a lot of these, they really tend to be just enriching a few individuals and leave you crying, like it has left many of us, including myself, in the past. But what we're trying to do now is to drive real economy, practical economy, real stuff on the ground in whatever sector or subsector of economy we talk to. So in this instance, we're talking medicinal herbs. Mr. Magumbe, Dr. Marange is here with us. Mr. Magumbe, unfortunately, is in the fields. I played his video that he sent to me just recently. I was happy to see one of our farmers, Mabutelezi. I'm not sure whether she is here. If you are here, Mabutelezi, raise your hand, showing me that already her turmeric has sprouted in KwaZulu-Natal at Ulundi, which is beautiful. So, having said that, I just want to run through, because there's 2 agendas. The first one is turmeric, and I would like you to ask questions if you have on that, but I'll give you the outline as to how we're going to run it. And then secondly, I'm going to ask Thobe, who's going to be talking about our project of rural economic development in terms of property, because we are building our rural areas and the work has started in earnest. So Thobe will come through just to guide the process as to where we are at and what is happening. That is after me and Dr. Marange would have spoken about this turmeric program, which is starting next month. First, I must apologize for the account number. Okay, let me start off by saying this is going to be run by Mr. Magumbe. You saw him last week. He may join us if the network allows. If it doesn't, that is fine. Mr. Magumbe, I mentioned that he is perhaps I didn't mention this last week, sorry. He has got the Bachelor of Science degree in agriculture. He has got Master of Science degree in crop sciences from Oxford University. He has got Master of Science in economics from Penn State University in the United States of America. He has got a diploma in agri-genetics from Israel in Jerusalem, and some other qualifications. I think he's pursuing his PhD as we speak. Now, that's the caliber and the level of people we're bringing you. Dr. Marange himself here has got PhD in mining economics and other stuff that he has done as well. So we are bringing such caliber of people to train you, because that person has been able to spend time, effort, and has studied in his field to be where he is today. That's why I said last week, he charges $2,000 just to come and advise me as a Guguletu, as a farmer. But I said, let me make it easy for all of us to put money together and get him to go to 2, at least, provinces where he's going to be doing practical training in terms of the Master Farmer Masterclass, our first for this year, 2025. So how is the program going to be happening? Number 1, it's 2,000 rand per person. For those who've been asking me, Guguletu, can I pay and bring my son and bring my cousin and bring everybody else? No, that is not the way it is working. You are paying for yourself as a farmer. You are going to be trained, you alone as a farmer, unless you pay for that other person to come. Again, we are covering costs for his flight coming, covering costs for his money, because that's his time and everything else, covering costs for accommodation, covering costs for logistics. Once he lands at the OR Tambo International Airport, we hire a car, drive down to KwaZulu-Natal, he stays there for a few days, he goes to Limpopo, Stroke, Northwest, he stays there. We're covering all those costs and his money together with Dr. Marange, right? And you must remember, we've invested so much into this program through all the markets we have secured. This month, we're supposed to be back to Berlin, where we presented last year, but we couldn't because of certain reasons. But again, to go to those markets and open those markets, just the two of us with Dr. Marange, it costed me and him almost 200,000 Rand in that country just for 2 weeks. So you must understand, when we charge, it's not even about making money, because we can't make money out of this. We charge because we're covering our costs. Otherwise, it costs me and Dr. Marange in our pockets to drive this. So we want master farmers who are going to be truly focused on this sector. I apologize for the FNB account, which has unfortunately had a problem with FNB. I'm busy sorting it. That's why I said by Tuesday, it should all be sorted. Our banker is helping us in that regard. And I apologize because there's literally 10 people who wanted to put money and they were barred because of the challenges that we had. Right? The other question is, do you need land right now to undergo training? No, you don't need to have land right now. Go and undergo that particular training, because you will then be able to do exactly what Mr. Magumbe and Dr. Marange would have taught you on the ground practically. The key thing about this sector is preparation. Why we are starting this now, I mentioned there are few places in South Africa where you can farm literally 300 days a year. One of those places are in Limpopo. Limpopo is one of the best soils in the country. But the best soils as well in the country, by the way, is Eastern Cape, which is not being fully utilized, I must say. But such places like Eastern Cape and some in KwaZulu-Natal and other provinces like Free State, they are prone to severe winter and therefore frosts. So to the other places in South Africa is in KwaZulu-Natal, Jozini, where for those who come from Jozini, like Mr. Nyawo's here, you can farm right through in Jozini. It's one of the best soils in this country. So that's where we're going to start. We are going to start farming in August, but preparations must start from next month, whether in next month in February or in March or in April, but preparations must start far ahead. So that's where the expertise of our brother, Mr. Magumbe, come in, because Mr. Magumbe, therefore, will help you to prepare the land for those that are going to be, we are going to be using their land. We are going to be giving them an instruction in terms of what do they need to prepare. Like, for instance, my land in Jozini, because that's going to be the land that I'm farming myself, turmeric. I would need to put in, to prepare as per Dr. Marange and Mr. Magumbe's instruction, to bring the fertilizer, organic fertilizer. Whatever that they are going to be telling me to bring, to prepare to get myself ready with all of those things, the straws, so that when they come to my site in Jozini, where they are going to be training you and many other people who would have a chance to go to Jozini, for 2 days, they will be training us, number one, theoretically, exposing us to what turmeric is, as well as all its uses, which is on the upward curve in terms of agro processing. Turmeric teas, turmeric coffees, turmeric this, turmeric that. So, and then on the second day, we are going to be on the ground, and that's why preparation is very important. On the ground, now learning how to prepare for maximum production. This is what has caused this guy, Mr. Magumbe, to become one of the top, actually the top expert globally in producing maximum yield out of a hectare, because of the preparation that he always engages. And we don't want people to, so when we're talking up to 40 tons or 40 tons a hectare, actually he claims that he can push it even more higher if preparation has been done properly. So you may not have enough money now to farm or land now, but in the next 2-3 months, you may have this land. Remember, we're approaching winter. That means you still have a lot of time to prepare for starting to farm in August, so that we prepare this time around. Therefore, the training is good even for you. So I wanted to clarify that point because quite a lot of people were asking me, right? There will be so far 2 farms or 3 farms. I'm going to explain what I mean by this. Josini has been already earmarked. That's number 1. Number 2, I have said we would love to have a farm either in Northwest or in Limpopo. People from the Eastern Cape called me. I said, I don't mind if we have any other province, any farmer here who says, hey, Mr. Klawa, I have got 2 hectares or 1 hectare where I need you, Dr. Marange and Mr. Magumbe, to come for those 2 days and do training as well as preparation for people around my area. If you are one such farmer, because I'm handing this over to you to say, people in Limpopo, I did call a Sisu Dudu here from Northwest. I'm not sure how prepared she will be with her land. If she is prepared with her land, we'll go there. If she is not, anybody who says, I've got land in Limpopo, I've got land in Northwest, I've got land in Mpumalanga, Mr. Sbiya Sotome, I think you wanted to go to Limpopo. Probably we can start this thing in your own farm in Mpumalanga, because I know you are a farmer, a very successful farmer and a very visionary farmer that is. So we are prepared to go there, but for as long as there is more than 10 people in that particular province, less than 10, unfortunately not, we'll have to go to one area because we're trying to manage the time and the costs and all those types of things. So which means I'm opening this opportunity for you. If you're saying, well, KwaZulu-Natal is going to be too far, can we do this thing in Mpumalanga, which is closer for me, where I can drive in and out? But if there's a farmer in Mpumalanga who says I can do this, I'm more than happy. We can then increase provinces from 2 to 3 or 4, provided you'll have at least minimum of 10. If less than 10, we've got to do it in KwaZulu-Natal as well as up here in Limpopo. So I think I'm clear on that, ladies and gentlemen. And we're trying to manage the time of Mr. Makume because he's busy. He has been invited by Indians to increase their yield in India and many other people across the world. So that's why next month we are going to start. I will give the exact date of starting towards the end of next month. And I did give an indication to say, if you are here, you feel it 2.5 is too much, or whatever the case may be, come together as a cooperative or as a company. Send one person who's going to go and see how the preparation is done and get taught so that he comes back and teaches you. I think that's easy enough. It helps you as well, even in Eswatini or anywhere else. I think I've said enough. I want to end it here and then give to Dr. Marange to have something to say before we move to our next program. And then after Dr. Marange, I'm going to engage you. And if you have got questions, Dr. Marange.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am...
Just come close to the microphone, my brother. We are very far.
Yes. Good afternoon. Can you hear me now?
You are still very, very far. I'm not sure whether it's only me, but... Okay, go ahead. I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Loud and clear, yes.
Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And I would call you all today farmers into this value chain that has been created over years by myself and my brother Guguletu. It's a family business called Global African Herbal Solutions, which is going to have presence in Germany. Right now, I'm joining you in Zimbabwe at this headquarters of the Zion Christian Church, which is going head-on to set up the first University of Organic Agriculture in Africa with 90% practical and 10% theory. I'm actually going to be taking them next week or this week to Germany, one, to confirm our markets that we have created with Guguletu together, and also to start conscientizing our bankers there that all our farmers are are going to participate in this industry should also have their accounts with us in Germany. Why? Because normally when you are growing your goods and your products and they have to go to Germany, normally you have these exchange rate problems. And these exchange rate problems is where farmers lose. And we all celebrate when we get what is called an offtake agreement, which is barring us from participating and having presence in Europe itself. Through me and Guguletu, we are going to have presence there. We are going to run warehouses so that we can jointly dictate prices in that market. That is very important to note that. So we want now to get the best harvest and the best technologies that my brother Magumbe, myself, and together with Guguletu work and impart these skills to all those farmers that we are going to visit. And as he was saying, yes, in KwaZulu-Natal, Limpopo, Northwest, and some parts of Eastern Cape and so on, you can grow all year round as long as there is no frost. But those that want to grow where there is frost, then you have to start in August. As soon as August starts, you have to have your turmeric because it has a cycle of 5 to 7 to 8 months. So if we calculate from August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, you should have finished harvesting. And all the products would go to Germany. We are going to do certification arrangements. That is your fair trade certification, EcoCert certification, NOP certification, EU certification, and what we call Mabagron certification. Those we are going to make sure everyone is going to be taught during the period we are doing the training. We'll also be giving you all the data or documents that you need for your documentation. I'm glad Noshaka in Ulundi, already this morning the tractor was running. They were already planting turmeric there, and they've already started filling up these documents, including one of our farmers, Jonas, there in Gauteng. He's already also got his turmeric up. He's also a serious farmer who also we are now going to make sure he has got presence in Germany. So that is very important to us. At the moment, the demand for turmeric is actually shooting up the roof because of scarcity of it. The demand for it has gone high. We are looking at the products that are now coming into the market, like like your turmeric coffee is now very, very lucrative and very, very in demand. You know, when you are in Germany, every minute people are drinking coffee. Any place you go for a meeting, you are greeted with coffee on the table. So imagine the amount of turmeric that will be required because of the health benefits associated with turmeric. That is the anti-inflammatory, the antioxidant properties of the turmeric through the curcumin substance which is there. We are in great demand, and this can only grow in the regions mentioned by my brother Guguletu. So the moment we can start now, the better. My wish would be if we can grow even over 2,000 hectares in each area, because the demand is very high. And the supply of it at the moment is a dust in the ocean, not even a pin in the ocean. So we are really, really happy with the response that the farmers have engaged. I am telling you, entrance into this market is not a walk in the park. It didn't start yesterday that we are now marketing and inviting our brothers to enter this. It started long time ago, as long back as 1994, when it was not fashionable to hear that medicinal herbs, organically grown, would take over the world because the pharmaceutical cartel has been blocking that. and they've been actually creating diseases for us. You are aware that today a lot of people are sick. A lot of people are sick with cancers, which are contributed to these medicines they are taking. Diabetes is very common within the communities. People are sick, so we need to redress that through organic agriculture. Our bodies are organic; they need organic material and not synthetic material, which will cause a lot of stress to our livers and kidneys. So it's not only for the export market, even for our local consumption. If grown organically, we need our people to be healthy, because a healthy body has got a health spiritual direction as well. And if you are healthy, and then the money you can make, you can enjoy it better than if you are not healthy. So we are actually promoting health living. And I'm so happy that on coming back, we are going to spend only a week. On coming back, we'll be having more and more and more details, because some of our partners are coming back with us to participate in all these demonstrations we are going to do with yourself. So the market is there, and it has taken time, money, effort, and convincing and trust. Remember, the market we are dealing with, which is the German market, is made up of family-owned businesses who don't go into adventurous relationships with anyone except a trusted partnership. So myself and Guguletu have created that trust within those family-owned companies because we are part of them. Actually, as we speak, we were talking, my brother Guguletu, I was online the whole day with Berlin. And they are actually saying, when we come there, everything has been organized to meet more and more and more and more of these pharmaceutical companies that would need our products, because 65% of arable land is in Africa. So the demand for these products, which are only going to be grown in Africa, we are looking at moringa, we are looking at many other products, spearmint, peppermint, bird's eye chili, cancer bush, milk thistle. Some of these grow in those areas which are frost prune. So we are looking at a huge spread in these organic herbal solutions in all provinces. So in terms of participating on how these things are grown and captured, and how we avoid or mitigate against contamination, and how we improve traceability of our products. These workshops we are going to hold together is very important. We will only give people the documentation that will have attended those training programs, because we would not want someone to just get it from somewhere and go and do things without us together with the farmer controlling the value chain. That is very important for us. Thank you. If there are any questions, we are able to answer anytime. You have those questions today. We are able to do that. And as we go forward, please feel free to ask any questions, any clarifications, and so on. As we go along, we shall take a list of those farmers that we are going to be able to open accounts in German. The important thing is, when you open an account in Germany, when you buy your value addition product, it will be cheaper by 19%, because when you buy and you export from Germany, it will mean that you get back your VAT, which is 19%. So that was never possible until our arrangement with Guguletu. And we are actually untangling a 1,000-year institutional impoverishment of Africa, through Africa being price takers even of our own products. So as long as moringa cannot be grown in Germany, it has to be gotten out of Africa. So Africa should dictate the price and not vice versa. I always say to people, what makes you say that your turmeric or your moringa or your ever is $8 per kg? Have you considered my labor cost? Have you considered my irrigation cost, electricity bill, my crop diary, which I have to do every day? Have that been considered to come up with that figure? Have I been consulted? So this is changing all that to say we won't be consulted, we are going to dictate, in the sense that we say this is what we have done to our product and this is what we need minimum. Let's negotiate from there. That is very important for us to do that. And opening these accounts with our bankers there, it means we are also going to access cheaper money, which is actually coming to our bankers in Africa, and they put on another percentage on top, and again squeezing the farmer. So now here we have got to make sure that all our energies are rewarded accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much, Dr. Godfrey Marange. I'm very happy that the leader of the ZCC in Zimbabwe, the largest church in Zimbabwe, has signed in. And this is what we have always been advocating for when it comes to, church, particularly participating seriously in these programs, because those are institutions, in my view, who are so legitimate with, constituencies that are stable. If done correctly, churches can become hubs of economic development in South Africa, in Southern Africa, in the African continent, because lots of people go to church. So there's a lot happening. Again, I said, you are not going to hear Dr. Marange talking much this year. After this, we are simply going to be moving straight into action. As we said, it's less talk and more action. We've been talking enough, and we're moving at a breakneck speed towards implementation. Questions? I've eaten up a bit of time for Sis Tobe. Can I ask those who may be having hot questions? Please, yes, TK, Nkos, what about mid KZN? KwaZulu-Natal, we're gonna make it one side. If there is more people, we meet KZN, we can talk. You and I can talk, right? Thanks for those who have written. Margaret Machaba, thank you for your presentation. We're farmers in Northwest. We are very much interested. Please send us more information about the requirements so that we can arrange a meeting with you. That's fine. We'll do that. This is Margaret Machaba. And then Cindile Patricia, hi, plus minus, how much should one budget to start the farming turmeric? 150,000 rand per hectare, but we said we can even start with half the hectare. We said that last week. Again, a lot of information that we shared is last week is on our Amandla Omnotho TV on YouTube. You can listen to the whole conversation. How can one secure the purchase orders after they have been trained? Once you are trained, you are part of our market, so don't have to worry about that. Hlubi, if anyone is from Jogabi, please get in touch with Kolisa Ndlovu. So please talk to my sister there, Kolisa. Sispoki, is there any opportunity for Gauteng? Yes, I've mentioned Sispoki. Gauteng is not much of an agricultural province, but if you have 10 people around here, we can look at that. Failing which, you can join Northwest or Mpumalanga, wherever. We'll share the information as to who has joined which province. How do we know if the land is suitable for growing turmeric? The tests will have to be done, Sisi. Yes, that definitely is very important. Tests have to be done, right? And then will be sent to Africa University in Zimbabwe, which we are affiliated with, to check. We may look with Dr. Marange, and he can advise properly, because I think that's the institution that we are using, we've been using. Margaret Machaba, greeting everyone. Thank you very much for your presentation. We have farmers in Northwest. Okay, I think we've answered this one, Sis Margaret. We'll get in touch with you. Some of us joined late, which other places apart from SA and Zim are involved. Is Zambia participating? Yes, in Zambia as well. Swaziland, Eswatini, Zimbabwe, Zambia can always talk about that. We travel to many African countries. We can talk about that. Anyone from KwaZulu-Natal, Durban? Mr. Samsung or Miss Samsung? It's fine. Thank you. Any other question that you may have so that we go straight to our next chat? Right. Please raise your hand, electronic hand, or and then unmute. I see some other people have paid, which is very good. In the news, which means their account was able to receive the money, ma'am, because you paid for 3 people. Yeah, so, but I'll just, I said, let's just make sure that we do all the payments from Tuesday, because the bank called me about that, right? If there's no other question, can you move to Tobe, right? We can move to Sister Tobe. Sister Tobe, Umane finally niggas a hosting rights because you may want to put up the video. Okay, I see some girl.
Good day, and Uncle Sam will share the screen.
Okay, let me give some girl the hosting rights. Go ahead, Tommy.
Good afternoon, everybody. Compliment of the new year. Ngiyabonga kakhulu siphinde sihlangane kulonyaka sagcina last year nje sivala with a bang. So nje we are back. Amandla Omnotho ke ahlukene ngendlela inama components angafani. We also have a property division in the organization. Our main priority or our main passion is in rural development and township economy. It's high time that we try by all means ukuthi siye endaweni zethu sizame ukufaka the relevant developments enze ukuthi kuhlaleke ngoba the cost of living is not doing justice. Angiphathi kwena post COVID even business is affected. So njengamanje amanye innovative ideas we came up with
and they understood.
Sorry, Tobe. Dr. Marani, please mute my brother. Mute. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. Abanye abaningi bayazi umkhankaso esiqale last year yokuthi let's advocate for rural development ukuthi imhlaba yobaba omkhulu developeke kahle. So this is one of the innovative projects we came up with, which is an estate that we're going to build in the land of our forefathers. So it's here by Zinkwazi side, Nonoti side, on the north side of Durban. It's got amazing sea views. It's going to be a mixed-use development. In the urban life and in the cities, let's plug in estates endaweni zethu. Ngoba imhlaba yobaba mkhulu mihle kakhulu ukuthi leki relevance and proper planning. So njengamanje this is what we are doing thina with Mr. Xaba ukuthi sizama ukulekelela kulesimo somnotho ophakama kangaka ukuthi kwenzeke indawo zabantu as well kuhlaleke manje kuso. So the model lesinayo, it's structured like this. The land is fenced nicely with clear views. Bese iba nama access gates ukuthi mawuzongena kube nama security acheckhayo before ufike emzini wakho. Why security is important ukuthi isikhathi esiphila kuso kubalekile ukuthi iqinise security. Enye into ezinto esenza sisuke ngempela la kule ndawo esicomfortable kakhulu siye kulezi indawo esihlala kuzo sibona comfortable kakhulu yizo indaba ze security ukuthi ifanele isiqina. So we bring on board such innovation, and then abantu balindele ukuthi umuntu nomuntu akhe ngendlela le afisa ngayo umuzwe iphupho lakhe awakhe. Kodwa this time around umehluko ukuthi sihlelile ukuthi imigaqo izoba kuphi izoba njani. Sahlela ukuthi ama services like bulk infrastructure, ama-sewer and everything kuzokuhamba kanjani kwenzeke njani. So okuyinkinga enkulu uma ufika endaweni zethu ngoba ukufika uthola ukuthi kuhle impela kodwa yo. So we started doing things like ama bulk infrastructure services. This is the site. It is so beautiful. So nje othanda abantu abaningi bake bayithanda KZN into eyenza bayithande is the ocean. So this is the site. Our site has got amazing sea views. We've started doing road accesses already. Imishini ingenile iyavula ama-access roads ngoba iplazi lethu belihlangene nje just one intake land. So it's our responsibility ukuthi siqale sivulele ama-accesses ukuze abantu bakwazi ukufinyelela emakhaya emasayithini abo. So this is the project and we're busy with and those are developments. It's divided into 3. We also have ama units that will be selling off plan for labantu abafuna a ready built structure. We have flats and we also have houses. Bese kuba ke okwesithathu ile gang othola ukuthi yona ifuna nje ukuthi i-reserve plot uzozakhela yena her dream house. Abanye ngiyahleka ngoba already sebethi bazowafaka kuma-Airbnb because of the sea, because of the ocean. Yes, we do allow such things as well. So we have sites that are commercial as well for people that want to plug in restaurants, people that want to plug in the gym, because if it's for soft businesses, la wenza ukuthi masingena kwi-boom gate yethu uhlaleke like i-gym, ama restaurant, the spa, all those things, not harsh businesses. So there's a recommendation as well for a school, like a primary school inside. Mhlawumbe sibe nendawo yokuthi o-anti bawokhisa abantwana masiye emsebenzini baye e-crash bangaze bagibele. So we're plugging in all those soft services as well. Sam, can you take us through to our flats and our houses? To say we are on the north side of Durban. Ngasebhaliswa kufike udlule ibhaliswe nje and we pass one toll gate. After that uma uqeda udlule toll gate you turn left. We are neighbors with the Prince Grant estate. We are next to Prince Grant. I wish Sam you can show the location. Khona the location. So we thought we were going to give an update. The clear view work as well, because the site will be on a clear view, basically my access gates. Sam, I'm getting my access gates as well as the STP drawings for the entire development. There's nothing special that abalungu abayenzayo. All that they do, abantu abamhlophe baba organized. Civil engineer udwebe imigaqo. Adwebe ama-sewer systems ukuthi masiflash emzini yethu into ihamba kanjani. Adwebe storm water management systems. So we did the same thing as well. We plugged in the professional services accordingly ukuthi umhlaba wethu be serviced correctly. And then futhi sinama building guidelines khona ke wabuza ukuthi umuntu uma nafike nje enze noma kanjani noma ikhona indlela ukuthi ni guide abantu ukuthi babezohlala i-design efuneka kanjani. Definitely we've
I see screen, Usam is trying to share and it's taking a bit a while, but I'm sure it's coming now, Sam. Tobe?
no goes, oh, sorry.
Usam is trying to share, I can see.
But okay, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you, but
sorry.
We're still waiting for Sam's screen. It's trying to share.
Amand. I could see now. I could see something. Yeah. Okay, so model is structured like this. The entire site will be fenced with clear view, and then we're going to have access gates, Angie. That before you reach your site, you must go through the security people. before ufike in your site. Why the current systems esiphila ngawo la in the komhlanga la sihlala khona nako Zimbabwe nako Sentini siyawafuna abelungu abafaki by mistake bafaka for a reason. So we don't want to compromise the lifestyle, even though we are in the beautiful land of our forefathers, but we're plugging in the relevance as well. So right now, these are the structures we're going to be building, selling them off plan for those abathi bona abakwazi ukwakha abanaso isikhathi sokwakha. This is the concept. Yes, bengisachaza indaba ukuthi lo abafuthi aba-reserve ama-plots ukuthi bazozakhela, we do give ama-guidelines ukuthi uma uzokwakha la, we expect you to build, tell architect theme ukuthi we're doing a modern design and we are using a grey color in roof. It's compulsory to also have a stone cladding, but the design is yours. What you want, lokho okufisayo ngenhliziyo yakho wenze. But kuzoba nje nama-finishes also a-check ukuthi i-look and feel esifuna ukuyibona in 5 years from now is guided and is informed. So sizoba nama-common final finishes in each structures esihlangana kuwo. Stone cladding is compulsory. Natural colors are compulsory. The shades of beige, shades of grays, beige, creams, such colors. No shades of grays udlalela lapho kuma natural colors awumane uqhamuke no maroon wena wedwa no navy wena wedwa. So we're guiding such things. We're also using the grey color in terms of the roofing. When amabona on search com nje kufike ku green, thina we using grey. Kodwa nje design, go all out, do what you like. So I thought we will share that information because it's very important ukuthi singabantu abamnyama iy'ndawo zethu sinike the respect that they deserve. We also have this section as well where we're going to build the flats in our development because sine target market le ama income earners fanele sizamile uku-accommodator now ukuthi abe taken care of with these flats are starting from 600,000 I think upwards below $1 million. So right now we have that interesting model that we are working with Amandla Omnotho. We are currently sitting around, I think, 40 families who are already designing their houses as a reserve, their plots who are building because I think everyone just under the ocean up in the footathanda ukuhlala endaweni lezi zethu. This model is appealing for the fact that it's planned properly. It's clear ukuthi imigaqo ikuphi, itamkoko zikuphi and all that. That is our location. On the left-hand side, this is an estate called Prince Grant Estate. It's existing, Tina Slaga, right? But we are all benefiting on that sea. That sea is all our, we have an access to that sea. We have our own private beach as well. So it's an interesting model and it's an interesting project that we must really make work. Through officially Amandla Omnotho, through Unonkosi, Nami, those who are interested to be part of the project, kindly inbox us. And those who need more information, kindly inbox us. We'll explain to you the available plots. We'll explain to you those that are taken already. And then we'll also, we have a group as well of all the owners where the progress, we update each other. You'll form part of that close group as well. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thanks so much, Thobe. Inombolo ya Thobe ikhona lapho. Ngicela uyinikeze Thobe le nombolo abakuthinta kuyona.
It's 083 99 50181. But my SMS is I've just dropped it as well.
Okay, thank you so much. There is the number. Please, if you want to participate, you're more than welcome. And we encourage you to do that because this is what we are trying. We are starting a huge revolution into all our areas. We are about to close. Any questions in this 2 minutes, 3 minutes before we close? Comment, questions? Want to give you a chance to say something. Well. Again, I'm at trainings as of Gala, end of next month. So show my dates. Ziputuma.
Molweni nonke, Thank you very much for a very informative session. I just have a question, please. Some of us come from the Eastern Cape, right? And our forefathers have umhlaba that none of us are using because we're all living in the cities. So my question is, what can help if, let's say, my grandfather had 10 acres of land and we want to give it to someone that wants to use it, that says, I want to do turmeric farming, and then we get something on the side. How can that work out? Because most of us have family that have this type of land. We're not using it, but someone else could put it to use. Itini process, please, or suggestions.
So, Ushuguti, you want to lease the land to somebody? Is that how I'm getting your question?
Correct. Thank you.
Yeah. So you can lease your land to anybody. Of course, we can't dictate who you lease your land to. Probably someone here in the Eastern Cape who may want to lease the land from you may be in touch with you. Kota, generally, that is really your responsibility to say, well, I want to lease the land out. And I'm happy that you are raising that, because a lot of people, their land is just lying unused, and yet other people are looking for the land. Like, for instance, I'm going to Josine, I'm going to lease the land because I don't have one. So these are things that we encourage. So, but we can always be in touch. For anybody who's in the Eastern Cape, maybe you can leave your contacts or drop me as well the contact details. You've got my number, I'm sure. My number is 0833 011 825. The number on the WhatsApp group, 0833 011 825. Any other question? Thank you.
Maybe to add to that, Nongos.
Yes.
To add to that is that most of this land she has mentioned has been staying far off for many, many years. So there are definitely no contaminants in that land. So it's most suitable. And all the requirements of, I think, of buffer zones and so on are quite suitable, are quite applicable to this land mentioned by the lady.
Yes, that's fantastic. Yeah, it's a most suitable land. Thanks so much, Sisi. Yeah. Kidibone, I see your mic was on. Thanks, my leader. Right. Any other question? Okay, I think let's not drag this for any longer than it has taken. Let me just check the comments here. I see, just to take a picture of this for my sake. If there's no other question, and anybody else who I said they must contact me aside, please do that. Let me see the other. Right. And if there's nobody else with no other question, I think we may call it a day. We are going to be running some of the programs during the week, but we'll let you know via the WhatsApps, especially the CETAs. I'm earmarking us for us the CETA program, especially the with the CEOs of CETAs, because there are quite a few changes happening in that space, and many other things that you may as well suggest to us as to what do you want. Sabonga Kulu, thanks for coming through. May you have a fantastic week. God bless you.